so I just wanted to share my testimony with you guys, how I came to Christ through Stepping Stone. And I'd like to open with a quote, actually, from a 17th century monk named Brother Lawrence. He writes, in one of his letters to one of his friends who was actually suffering illness, he writes, "I do not pray that you may be delivered from your pains, but I pray God earnestly that he will give you strength and patience to bear them as long as he pleases." So, I didn't grow up in a home where Christianity was emphasized. My mom would, when I was little, take me to church services every so often, or she may take me to a church event or something like that. But as I got older, going through middle school and high school, we just all together stopped going to church because school was a priority. So, I mean, while back then you asked me if I was Christian, I would have said something like, "Oh yeah, of course I'm Christian. I believe in God." Or, "Oh yeah, I'm Christian because I don't cuss or anything like that." I can say, like, looking back, I didn't have a relationship with God. And I can't speak on my mother's behalf. But I'd say, so coming onto campus, one of the last things on my to-do list was finding a church, much less a campus church. My whole outlook on student-run churches was like, well, what can I possibly learn from somebody my age about how to live my life? It was kind of, it wasn't in a mean-spirited sort of way. It was just the outlook that I have towards my studies sometimes, which I shouldn't have. It's like, well, if I can't learn from my teacher, how am I possibly going to learn from one of you guys who are struggling with it? It's like a very individualistic outlook, but nonetheless, it's the one I had towards Christianity. And so it's just, even with that outlook, I'd say I nonetheless had an interest in theology as an academic subject. So I thought theology was interesting to study, like I think math is interesting to study, but that was the extent of my Christianity. So I just walk around with a bunch of knowledge about God, but without actually knowing God at all. So skipping ahead to around January of my freshman year, there was a 3-week period. This is around intercession where I went through something that pretty much put me in my place. I got to a point where I was just I was pretty much asking, like, what's the point of everything, really? It's hard to explain, like, I've never felt that way before, so it's hard to explain what it was like, but it was just like a period of extreme mental anguish. I'd wake up depressed sometimes, and I was angry all the time. Not like I wanted to hurt anyone, but just angry, just a profound sense of emptiness for about 3 weeks. It was crazy. But so sometime within that 3-week period, I had went to a Stepping Stone church service, and I think it was my second one actually, because I went to one church service when I first got to school. And I don't remember what the sermon was, and I don't even remember who was preaching. Could have been Pastor Rogers, I don't know. But what I do remember seeing, and I'll never forget this, was just how in love everybody at Stepping Stone was with Jesus. It was something I'd never seen before. When you see it from your peers, it's okay, so there's something in seeing your peers that spiritually mature that you don't get when you see someone a lot older than you. It's like if you have a physics problem or something, and put it this way: if you have a tough physics problem, and then your teacher solves it, where you're like, well, of course you can solve it. You're my teacher. But if an 8-year-old solves it, you're like, wow! It was I don't mean to be offensive, but it was like that, and it blew my whole idea that you can't learn something from your peers out of the water. So. To just make a long story short, it was then that I said, they have a relationship with God that I don't have at all, but I want that. And as they say, the rest was history. I went home and I just really poured through the New Testament, really trying to find God. And it was wasn't just automatic, went home and I was saved. It actually took a bit. And even after I gave my life to God, when I realized it was, I need this, there were still like months where I was letting go of some things that I had, some sinful things that I had been doing and yada yada when I wasn't a Christian. So yeah, and then from there I just, continued growing with Stepping Stone, and Stepping Stone's just been, I don't know, you guys saved my life, pretty much. And just the love that I see, and just the deep-seated satisfaction I have in knowing you guys has really, I'm challenged every time I come in contact with you guys. But, I guess I'd just wrap it up with another quote from Brother Lawrence. I read this because, his words just resonate with me so well. He writes, in the same letter, he writes, "What comforts me in this life is that I now see God by faith, and I see him in such a manner as might make me say sometimes, I believe no more, but I see." So, I believe no more, but I see. It's in seeing what a transformed life looks like that has really informed my spiritual walk. So,